Okay, hi, my name's Rachel Shafitz. ID number is 9168. I'll be going over electric tools, two common ones that I personally have in home. Um, I'm just gonna make a disclaimer. Some of this information might be viable for most of these items, just because the products I have are about literally 4 to 5 years old, and they've just been doing really well, and that's the items I have. So I'll get to it. The two items I'll be going over is the Gem Hair Straightener 1 inch with tourmaline plating. That is the only thing I remember. I don't even have the box anymore. I know it has... I'll just jump right to the next thing. I'm just going to go over each item one by one, if that's okay. So this is actually the one thing I did know obviously was out of the voltage. It was not a 240 because it is not that major of an appliance. It's something that is a very closed circuit, essentially, in my opinion, due to the fact that you can literally just plug it in and it won't overload the actual plug itself. So it has a basic two-prong, which you can tell is not perfectly straight, which 5 years of jamming it into plugs can do that. But it has a very long cord. I want to say it's almost as long as me, and I'm 5'10". Yeah, 5'10", and so I'm pretty sure if I stand up with this being past my head, the cord would probably surpass me. Maybe. I don't know where I'm sitting, but I'm not going to stand up to find out. So it is a 120 volt for both items that I will be discussing, but for this it's the 120 volt. The watt it's said for the other versions of this, so they actually have numerous versions, other colors with different things. It said a 300 watt. I'm just going to roll with it because, as I said, I do not have the information for this straightener. But it does have 3 amps. That seemed to be very cool, like, along with all the other straighteners that I have witnessed, which is pretty cool to know that that they've kept it very even with that information. And the ohm is 82 on that one. The general parts of the tool that allow this to work effectively is, to be quite honest, the fact that this revolves the complete 360. Granted, yes, it does spin the cord, which after time, so if I were to go like this, it would mess with the cord quite a bit. So if you were to actually just go in one direction, get to the area you want, untangle it, and keep the cord as straight as possible, prevent people from tripping, just try to keep it in sections to where it's not going to be causing an issue for you or your client. This does get about 410 degrees. As I mentioned in my style video, I actually never have actually kept it that hot because my hair is really damaged as it is from just being blonde. I'm naturally a very dark brunette, probably like a level, I want to say 8 or 7 on the scale of color darkness, but wow, so that information was actually in there. So the volt I said was 120. The wattage is actually 90 on this specific model. I can't believe I'm just seeing this. And then it also says 35. Good to know. And it also says don't put near water. With any electrical tool, I don't recommend putting near water whatsoever. There are some clippers that are waterproof just purely because some people prefer doing their facial hair more on the damper side, which I get to a degree, but I don't understand the point of immersing the item into a full bath of water unless you're intentionally cleaning it that way. That I do not know. But that is it for this. The two tourmaline plates are very nice. They are very smoothing. So another thing is when you close it together, they actually squish inward, which is really nice. This did have a clip-on attachment with a comb to separate the hairs as you went. But over time, that broke. That was my bad because I legitimately stepped on that piece, which kind of made things unfortunate. It is a 2-pronged cord, so as I mentioned before, it is not too heavy with the heavy dutiness of it all. Electrical issues that could happen is if the wire gets too tangled, as I said, or the fact that it is a super long cord, people can trip. And then also, if you don't place your fingertips on these grooved areas of the tip, you can burn yourself because this can get very hot. We don't want to do that. So the second item I'll be going over is my boyfriend's clippers. He uses the Wahl brand, which a lot of people know and love, which I'm not going to hate on it or bash on it. It's kind of like a beginner style one in my opinion, simply because, well, there's all these beautiful measurements on the front, and it's very colorful and very guided. But this is the Wahl clipper. This is also a closed current because it's not something super huge. It doesn't need to overload anything in any way, shape, or form. And for this tool, I saw this one on here, even though this one is mildly old as well. It's a 120 volt with a 60 hertz. It's a 9 watt, but there is no ohm thing on here, unfortunately. So I would love to be able to go over that just a little bit, but I can't, due to the fact is that information is not at my disposal. So there's that. General parts of the tool allow it to work effectively. One of the nicer things is if you're not used to cutting your hair by yourself, like my boyfriend, he needs these guided colors because he hates reading numbers in the small print on these damn guard blades. There's the lever in order to get that nice, beautiful fading section, which I actually admire, which I tend to do on him sometimes, which allows us to be right between the 1 and the 0, I believe. So it'll be from, so instead of just going to a straight, I believe that's the half, and then you pull it forward a little bit, and then it goes to a 1. I want to say, I really want to be confident and say that, but there is a slight difference. Like, instead of just doing short, minute strokes to having a semi-guard by having it longer. Once I officially learn that, I'll happily do that in the next video, but unfortunately I can't. The power source is a plug, just as the same one. Very long cord once again. This has a very easy on and off switch. It did come with a brush, and it come with numerous guards, with so different lengths, different measures. But there's the cord. It's 2 prongs, not bent surprisingly. Safety guidelines. Don't put it close to your head of hair if you're trying to cut somebody else's, or if you're talking like this, you don't want to cut off your own hair by going like that. We don't want to do that because we like to keep our hair on our head. Other than that, clippers, in my opinion, unless this first area is pretty sharp, since the Wahl brand is sold at Walmart, it's kind of safety proof for me, at least. I know there are some people that tend to drop it, and if they're wearing an open-toed shoe, God forbid, please no, it could stab your toe. We don't want that either. And some common issues that could happen with this is that this can get jammed really badly, depending on how thick your hair is, and if you don't clean it properly, which he doesn't seem to do sometimes. So yeah, if it's not maintained and treated properly, like an actual piece of machinery that you use for what you'd like to do, it kind of throws things off. But that is my little video on these two guys for basic information, and yeah, that's it.